Baton Rouge police say 29-year-old Desmond Hartnett died last night from his injuries. Police say Hartnett and a 32-year-old woman were both shot during a drive-by shooting yesterday afternoon. That happened near the corner of Narren and Baywell. We're told the woman's injuries are not expected to be life-threatening.
Right. Big Dump was that nigga, man, that took care of the hood. Rolls Royce, Bentley pull up, he jump in. Right. Everything on me.
Right.
That's who Big Dump was.
Right.
Trip to California, I don't need nothing but my ID.
Right.
That's who Big Dump was. Take off the rockin' jeans, we the same size. Put these on, man. Get your slime on, put these hoes.
Right.
That's who Big Dump was.
Right.
Yeah, he gone now, man. Man, look. Yeah,
right.
It's good. Rest in peace, Big Dump. You know what I'm saying? That's my daddy, man.
What happened to Big Dump?
A nigga killed him. We don't know who did it or why, and that nigga passed by and shot him and shit like that. He had enemies.
On Friday evening, May 4th, 2018, Desmond Hartnett, known in the Baton Rouge music community as Big Dump, had no idea he was living his final hours. At just 29 years old, the manager and agent for nationally recognized rapper NBA YoungBoy was about to become another statistic in Louisiana's capital city, a victim of the same gun violence that plagued the streets he called home. Just before 6 p.m., Big Dump was doing what he loved most, spending time with family and friends on Narren Street in the 2200 block near Ball Street. He was chatting casually outside his uncle's house, right next door to his childhood home, a place filled with memories of growing up in South Baton Rouge. The evening was peaceful, ordinary, the kind of moment that meant everything to a man who valued family above all else. Then, without warning, a vehicle pulled up. In an instant, the peace shattered. Multiple shots rang out from the passing car, tearing through the air and striking Big Dump and a 32-year-old woman who stood nearby. 5 or 6 witnesses watched in horror as Big Dump fell to the ground, the bullets having found their mark with devastating precision.
29-year-old Desmond Hartnett died last night from his injuries. Police say Hartnett and a 32-year-old woman were both shot during a drive-by shooting yesterday afternoon. That happened near the corner of Narren and Baywell. We're told the woman's injuries are not expected to be.
Emergency responders arrived swiftly at the scene, racing against time to save the lives of both victims. Big Dump and the woman were immediately transported to a local hospital to treat their gunshot wounds. The medical teams worked frantically, but the injuries Big Dump sustained were too severe. Despite their best efforts, Desmond Hartnett succumbed to his injuries at the hospital, his life cut tragically short. The 32-year-old woman, fortunately, survived with injuries that appeared non-life-threatening, though she would carry the trauma of that evening forever. The vehicle that had unleashed the gunfire fled the scene immediately after the shooting, disappearing into the Baton Rouge streets. Officers from the Baton Rouge Police Department cordoned off the area, beginning their investigation into what had just transpired. According to their initial findings, the shots had been fired from a passing vehicle, a drive-by shooting that left a family devastated and a community searching for answers. What made Big Dump's death so devastating was not just who he was in the music industry, but who he was to his family. Born only 15 months before his sister Dykshaw, Big Dump was central to their family unit. He was known as the king of family functions, always hosting crawfish boils and barbecues whenever he could think of a reason to celebrate. After their mother and grandmother both passed away in recent years, Big Dump took it upon himself to keep the family together, ensuring that everyone stayed connected and supported. His love for children was legendary among those who knew him. Though he had no children of his own, Big Dump consistently bought his nieces and nephews the most extravagant gifts possible, showering them with love and affection. He got married just the year before his death, and he and his wife were planning to have a baby. He loved the kids more than anything, his sister recalled. He didn't have any children of his own, but he wanted a child so bad, and I just hate that he never got that. But he had a purpose in life, and that was to give. Dykshaw Hartnett Viges never worried that her older brother would be in danger of falling victim to gun violence, because of the type of person he was, a loving family man with a generous heart. That sense of security made his death all the more shocking and incomprehensible.
Right. That's what this shit about.
Who is Big
Okay.
Dump? Right. Let's just.
Big Dump was that nigga, man, that took care of the hood. Rolls Royce, Bentley pull up, he jump in.
Right.
Everything on me.
Right.
That's who Big Dump was.
Right.
Trip to California, I don't need nothing but my ID.
Right.
That's who Big Dump was. Take off the rocking jeans, we the same size. Put these on, man. Get your slime on from these old.
Right.
That's who Big Dump was.
Right.
Yeah, he gone now, man. Man, look. Yeah,
Right.
It's good. Rest in peace, Big Dump. You know what I'm saying? That's my dad.
But Big Dump's impact extended far beyond his family. In the music industry, he was known as one of the head figures behind NBA YoungBoy, the Baton Rouge rapper whose real name is Kentrell Gaulden. Big Dump served as NBA YoungBoy's manager and agent during a crucial period of the rapper's rise to national prominence. He was there for it all, helping YoungBoy grow, traveling to concerts, and making music videos. That was just a big thing in his life, his sister said. He was always into music. NBA YoungBoy had recently made a name for himself nationally, with multiple songs appearing on the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart. The rapper's success was meteoric, and Big Dump was instrumental in helping him navigate the treacherous waters of the music industry while staying true to his Baton Rouge roots. To understand what led to Big Dump's death, one must understand the volatile landscape of Baton Rouge's rap scene in the mid to late 2010s. The city was divided by deep-seated rivalries between different factions, most notably between NBA, Never Broke Again, associated with NBA YoungBoy, and TBG, Top Boy Gorilla, a rival collective. These weren't just musical rivalries. They were street feuds that had roots in neighborhood territories, old grudges, and a cycle of violence that seemed impossible to break. Big Dump, as NBA YoungBoy's manager, was inevitably connected to this world. While he himself was described by family as someone who never looked for trouble, his association with one of the most prominent figures in the NBA camp meant he existed within the crosshairs of an ongoing conflict that had already claimed lives. The tensions between NBA and TBG reached a boiling point on September 10, 2017, approximately 8 months before Big Dump's death. That night, 22-year-old rapper Garrett Burton, known as G Money or The Real G Money, was shot and killed outside his recording studio on Dallas Drive in Baton Rouge. Officers found Burton in a parking lot in the 1900 block of Dallas Drive around 1:30 a.m., suffering from apparent gunshot injuries. He died at the scene. G Money was an up-and-coming artist associated with TBG, and his death sent shockwaves through the Baton Rouge rap community. His family described him as someone for whom rapping was his heart. The murder investigation would eventually lead to arrests of individuals associated with NBA YoungBoy's camp, though the legal proceedings would be complex and drawn out. In the days leading up to May 4, 2018, there were no obvious signs that Big Dump's life was in immediate danger. He continued his work with NBA YoungBoy, maintaining his busy schedule of managing the rapper's career, coordinating appearances, and handling the business side of the music industry. To his family, he seemed focused on the future, excited about the possibility of starting a family with his wife, and continuing to build his success in the industry he loved. Big Dump spent time with family, as he always did, hosting gatherings and making sure his loved ones felt supported and connected. The crawfish boils and barbecues he was famous for continued, with Big Dump playing his role as the glue that held everyone together. There was no indication that his life was about to be cut short, no warning that the violence swirling around Baton Rouge's rap scene would reach out and claim him. As evening approached, he made his way to Nairn Street, to his uncle's house where he had spent so much of his childhood. The decision to be there that evening would prove fatal. Whether Big Dump was specifically targeted or simply in the wrong place at the wrong time remains a question that haunts his family. What is known is that around 6 p.m., as Big Dump stood outside chatting with family and friends, someone in a vehicle decided to open fire, forever changing the lives of everyone present. As weeks turned into months, the investigation into Big Dump's death faced significant obstacles. The code of silence that often pervades street conflicts made it difficult for police to gather information from potential witnesses who feared retaliation if they cooperated with law enforcement. Drive-by shootings, by their very nature, leave few traces, and without clear surveillance footage or forensic evidence linking specific individuals to the crime, the case grew colder. The Baton Rouge Police Department urged anyone with information regarding the shooting to contact the Violent Crimes Unit. Despite these appeals, solid leads were apparently hard to come by. Big Dump's family was left in limbo, knowing their loved one had been murdered but uncertain if justice would ever be served. For NBA YoungBoy, Big Dump's death was a devastating personal loss. The rapper had relied on Big Dump not just as a manager, but as a trusted friend and advisor during a critical period of his career. In the immediate aftermath of the shooting, YoungBoy remained relatively quiet publicly about his grief, though those close to him knew he was deeply affected. The loss added to the growing list of friends and associates NBA YoungBoy had lost to violence, a tragic reality for someone so young. The rapper's music, already infused with themes of loss, pain, and survival, would take on even deeper meaning as he processed the death of yet another person close to him. Big Dump's death is part of a larger, tragic pattern of violence that has plagued hip-hop communities for decades. From Tupac and Biggie to the countless lesser-known artists and industry figures who have lost their lives to gun violence, the cycle seems relentless. Each death leads to more pain, more anger, and often more violence in a spiral that feels impossible to escape. The rivalries that contributed to the environment in which Big Dump died, the feuds between NBA and TBG, the retaliation for G Money's murder, the ongoing tensions that permeate Baton Rouge's streets, are symptomatic of deeper issues: poverty, lack of opportunity, systemic failures in education and community support, and a culture that sometimes glorifies violence even as it mourns its victims. Breaking this cycle requires more than just law enforcement. It requires investment in communities, opportunities for young people to find success outside of illegal activities, and a collective commitment to choosing peace over retaliation. Big Dump's death should serve as a call to action, a reminder that every life lost to violence represents not just a statistic, but a person, a son, a brother, a husband, a friend, whose absence leaves a hole that can never be filled.